You know how Josh and I met?
No.
Okay, 3rd grade. Josh sat in the back of the room, I sat in the front. We didn't even know each other existed. But the kid sitting next to Josh started strap snapping the training bra on the girl in front of him, so the teacher made him move to the front, where I was sitting.
Okay, so?
So I got moved to the back.
And?
And next to Josh. That's how we met. And became friends to this day.
A match made in heaven.
If it weren't for the fact that Jeannie Simmons hit puberty like 3 years early, and on that day decided to wear a low-cut shirt that showed off her training bra, who knows? You could be riding in this cable car alone. Right now. Or talking to some other person entirely. Boom. Butterfly effect.
Hey everyone, thanks to PlayStation Australia, I was lucky enough to receive a copy of Until Dawn a little early so I could give you my impressions on what I've played so far. What I enjoyed, any problems that I encountered throughout the game, and pretty much what I didn't like. The footage that you're going to see throughout this video was recorded directly from my PS4 via an Elgato HD capture device in full 1080p and 30 frames per second. So before you ask, yes, the game does consistently look this gorgeous. As this is my first ever YouTube video impressions, please, if you have any feedback, do leave it in the comments below. I will be sure to reply to it and improve on my next video. So, sit back, relax, and let's get to it.
What do you think?
Jesus! Oh, you did not just do that.
What the fuck?
Did that startle you? So sorry. You're doing very well. Don't be nervous.
Until Dawn plays heavily on what's called the butterfly effect. What this means is a flutter of a butterfly's wing could cause an earthquake in a different country, drastically changing the course of the future. A mechanic like this infused with the gameplay and the scenario of Until Dawn works surprisingly well. On your first playthrough, you'll realize that there actually aren't any checkpoint saves you can revert to, no manual savings that'll let you kind of cheat the game. What you play from start to finish is what you're going to get, so the decisions that you make in one conversation could alter the future of the game and your character, whether they live or die. You don't know when they're going to die, nor do you know how. All you know is that you've pretty much just sealed their fate. In the top left hand corner of the screen, you're going to see a bunch of butterflies flutter. What that means is that the option that you chose in your conversation, not necessarily the right or wrong answer, because there are no wrong answers or right answers in this game, has just altered the course of the future of what you're going to play. Now, like I said, you don't know what's going to happen to who and when. However, scattered throughout Blackwood Pines are totems. What these totems do is they kind of give you a little bit of a glimpse into the future and possible outcomes. You know, they may give you glimpses of death, danger, fortune, but again, these are not set in stone. It's just certain scenarios that may play out. So definitely do heed their warning, as like I said, you honestly don't know if these glimpses will or when they will occur. As I said before, with the little butterflies in the top left hand corner of the screen, what you may also see is what's called a status update. This basically shows up every single time that in a conversation you have with another character, your relationship towards them has changed, as well as your character's traits. As you progress through the game, these do kind of open up a few extra dialogue between certain characters, as well as the way that other characters are going to react towards you. Now, the most fascinating thing that I found with Until Dawn isn't the butterfly effect gameplay mechanic, isn't the characters or the setting, but the facial animations with the game. I gotta hand it to Supermassive Games. They have done an absolutely amazing job capturing the essence of the real life counterpart actors and actresses and actually put them in a video game where they look and act realistic to the exact scenario they find themselves into. Each character is multi-layered. Each character are actually multi-layered individuals where they have a very rich backstory and history between each other. Their relationships matter to me because the developers actually took the time from the start of the game to flesh them out. If they kind of introduce you to one or two characters, then halfway through the game put you in the shoes of another female or another male, and you actually have no idea who they are or what their relationship between themselves and the characters is, I would have been really put off by the game. But the fact that from the start you know each character and their story, their history, their traits, and them as a person, it actually gives you a little bit more of a better understanding and immersion into the game. On top of the fact that the setting is amazing, you know, you're in a huge mountainous area where it's snowy, it's dark, it's cold, there's no communication to the outside world. These characters are in a really tense and dangerous situation they find themselves into. Even at the start of the game, when nothing bad's happening, you still feel kind of sorry and bad for them because they're cut off from the outside world. There's no radio tower to get mobile connection. There's no landline phone to call anyone. And the only way to get up there and out of there is via a cable car station. So they're kind of pretty much screwed off the bat even before anything bad happens to them. Now, despite everything that I loved about the game, I couldn't overlook the game's shoddy camera work. There were certain situations where I tried to walk in other areas and the way that the camera's angled kind of make it look like there's nothing else to explore, so please do make sure you explore the whole game because there is a lot of stuff that you're going to miss out on your first playthrough. On top of the shoddy camera work, I hated the way that the actual characters moved. There were certain points where I would actually move the thumbstick forward, and because of the camera angle, my character would actually move either backwards or sideways, or could do a 180-degree turn and walk a different direction. It kind of really annoyed me. And kind of made the game a little bit frustrating at times because I actually just wanted to go forward and pick something up instead of walk the completely opposite way. The other thing that I found really annoying with the game are the quick time events. There's going to be certain times where you're watching a cutscene thinking it's only going to let you choose option A or option B, but it actually throws a quick time event for the sake of it, and this really takes you out of the immersion because in all honesty, everyone hates quick time events. Even if it's a game like God of War, Devil May Cry, you don't want to sit there mashing a button 100 times just to do one action. Give or take, in Until Dawn, they're just single pressed buttons. There's actually a really short fuse timer to press the button, and if you fail, you're kind of screwed. I've luckily managed to press the same corresponding button it tells me on screen, but I honestly don't want to know what happens if you don't press it. Despite the small problems I stated just earlier, I actually love Until Dawn and pretty much where I'm up to at the moment. I haven't run into any technical limitations with the game. On my PS4, it's run perfectly smooth. It actually has a lot of great horror elements in it, not just the cliche scares that I showed you at the start. So if you're on the market for a good game to play on your PS4 and a good horror game, I actually strongly suggest picking this game up. If I was to give a score to it, I'd definitely give it an 8 out of 10 because I'm loving what I'm playing so far. So I'm going to get back into Until Dawn, and until next time, have a good one.
The sun combination sounds like a good Friday night. Well, I'm afraid once again we're out of time, but I promise we'll talk again very soon.